Meanwhile, Roy Moore has squared off against another opponent, ladies and gentlemen. He's running against Doug Jones in Alabama. But what do you do, ladies and gentlemen, if you are trying to, in some way, rally your base? You, of course, and I think Michael probably covered this the other day, you, of course, continue to demonize gay people and transgender people. I would imagine you also want to demonize minorities, but also you want to go after Hollywood. And so here is Jimmy Kimmel responding to Roy Moore's challenge that Jimmy Kimmel come to Alabama so they can have a mano-a-mano talk.
I woke up, I wrestled the kids, I took a shower, I drove into work, I sat down at my desk, somehow found myself in a Twitter war with Roy Moore. You know Roy Moore, this guy who's running for Senate in Alabama, even though multiple women accused him of hitting on them, groping them, etc. before they were 18 years old? Well, Roy Moore is not happy with me. What happened was they had a rally for Roy Moore at a church in Theodore, Alabama last night. Roy is running against someone who, as far as I know, hasn't been accused of child molesting. A guy named Doug Jones. And the election's on December 12th. Somehow, according to these new polls they released this week, Roy Moore leads Doug Jones by 5 or 6 points, which doesn't say a lot for Doug. But even though Roy Moore was reportedly so creepy around young girls, he was banned from the mall in Gadsden, Alabama when he was in this. Imagine getting banned from the mall. Just think about that. No hot dog on a stick for you. So they had a rally for Roy, and a number of his supporters were there, and one of them just happened to be our friend Jake Bird, Jake Bird is a character who has a Forrest Gump-like knack for showing up at all the big events. If you're not familiar with his work, this was Jake at a Donald Trump rally in Dallas in 2015.
By the way, can you see in the back? They have the best view. Can you see it's really my hair?
Yeah, okay, so he's very passionate. And Jake got on a plane and went to Alabama last night. And apparently there was an incident that resulted in him getting kicked out of the rally. We'll show you all the footage of that later. But apparently the commotion touched a nerve because today Roy Moore lashed out at me. He wrote, "Jimmy Kimmel, if you want to mock our Christian values, come down here to Alabama and do it man to man." And I responded, and he responded back, and I responded again. It's all on Twitter. But the bottom line is this. I accept the invitation. I will come down there. What I'm going to do is... And I think you're actually going to like this, Roy. I'm going to come down to Gadsden, Alabama with a team of high school cheerleaders, okay? We'll meet you at the mall. Don't worry, I can get you in. And when the girls and I show up, if you can control yourself and behave, if you can somehow manage to keep little Roy in your little cowboy pants, when those nubile young cheerleaders come bounding in, you and I will sit down at the food court, we'll have a little Panda Express, and we'll talk about Christian values.
He goes on to explain that he's a pretty religious guy, I guess. But there it is. I mean, you know, the thing is, Roy Moore is going to gain out of this fight, right? Because for Roy Moore, the key is, I've got to get my base out.
I wasn't too thrilled with him getting banned from the mall, but Jimmy Kimmel's so arrogant.
Honestly,
I'm not joking.
That's right. That's what's so disturbing about this time, is that will be the motivating factor for a lot of these people. But that is the country we live in. And gosh, those people who are down in Alabama, it's tough. Hi, folks. Sam Cedar here. We still need your help on our Patreon page. YouTube ads have come back, but not nearly as much as we had before. So if you can help us out, any little bit helps. Head over to our Patreon page right at this URL, and you'll help us keep helping you by making videos